All right. Hey, so let's go ahead and get started. So far, you should have already set up your Microsoft 365 basic license, and you should have also signed up for Azure. If you haven't, stop the video and go ahead and do that. What we're going to start off with now is we are going to enable PIM and we are going to create an admin account for you. Okay. Now, to start, PIM is Privileged Identity Management. What this does is this allows you to assign roles based off the principle of least privilege. What that means is you have the access to do exactly what you need to do instead of just always having access to everything. Let's go take a look at some of the roles that you'll be able to use using PIM. So you're going to go to Microsoft Entra, and there are also two portals you can use for this. This is the Microsoft Azure portal, which does have access to Entra, which is the identity solution for Microsoft. You can also go to entra.microsoft.com. Try and make it a point to use this portal, the Entra portal, when doing anything identity related, because eventually Entra will not be in Azure. So from here, we're going to go identity, and we're going to go roles and admins. Okay. Now, as you see, these are your roles and admins, and it gives you a slight description on what each one can do. There are also a few that are marked privileged. What that means is they have a little bit more or a lot more access than your normal person would. The most powerful role that you can have is global administrator. This has access to everything. There's nothing that this can do in Entra. Okay? You don't want to assign this role out lightly. The account that you're in right now, your owner account, will already have global admin assigned to it, or it should. You don't want to use this on your day to day basis. Most likely, at most companies, you will not be assigned global admin. This will be a last minute, everything is going wrong, you need this access. This is not something you will always use. What you want to do is you want to take a look at your roles and see what you'll need. Okay? That's so. That's what these roles are for. And so we'll be able to do this and we'll be able to activate them so they're not always on using just in time provisioning or PIM. I know that's two different acronyms. PIM stands for Public Identity Management, just in time is JIT. So let's go look at the PIM portal. So just in time provisioning is just a ability from having PIM. So if you go here right now, you'll see that I don't have any eligible assignments, but I do have an active assignment. So that means I have global admin and it tells you it's permanent, it's assigned. That's not what we want, but we're not going to change it on this account. We need to do that on our admin account. So we're going to go to users, and from there, we're going to go all users, and we're going to create a new user. Your user principal name is your login. This is what you're going to use to log in all the time. Okay. So for this, we're going to go right underscore Ryan. And then the domain is going to be iamry.onmicrosoft.com. Your domain will be whatever you set up when you set up your tenant. Okay. Your domain should not be the same as mine. It won't be. So for example, my user principal name would be right underscore Ryan at iamry.onmicrosoft.com. Then you're going to go ahead and put your display name. Anything with the asterisk, you have to fill out. This. And so keep in mind, your layout for your admin account can be whatever it wants or whatever you want. It can be right underscore Ryan. It can be Ryan dot, W, whatever you want. You just want it to be different than what your standard account would be. So, for example, my standard account is Ryan Wright at iamry.onmicrosoft.com. I did the opposite for my admin, right underscore Ryan. So keep that in mind. You can do that however you want. Now here it says auto generate password. We're not going to do that. We want to use our password manager. What we're going to do is we're going to open up 1Password here, and we're going to click New Item. We're going to choose Login. I'm going to put Admin Account, and we're going to do write_Ryan at iamry.onmicrosoft.com. Then for password, you'll see it says create new password. It'll give you a random. You can do a random string of characters, or you can do a memorable password with a bunch of different words, or a PIN code. And you can change how many characters it has, if it uses numbers, if it uses symbols. So we're going to throw symbols in there. We're going to use that. And we're going to save. We're going to go copy. And we're going to go back here. And we're going to put our password in. Next, we're going to go to properties. You can fill this in. I'm doing this backwards because in my tenant, my first name will actually be Ryan and my last name will be Wright. So we're going to do it the other way because remember, this is our admin. Something you don't want to do when creating these accounts, you don't want to put the word admin in there. That's just a no-no. Best practice, don't put admin or administrator or anything like that with your account. Okay. This other stuff you can fill out if you want to, but you don't need to, especially for admin accounts. The one thing you do need to fill out though, and this is for licensing, is your usage location. So this is where you're located, where you're going to be. So I'm in the US, so I'm going to use the United States. You can do assignments. Typically what you want to do is you want to have groups set up that have your admin accounts or your admin roles already assigned to the group. So you assign your admin account to that group and then it automatically gets assigned those roles. But for now, we're not going to do that because we don't have any groups set up yet. We're going to go review and create, and we're going to create. All right. And so now, if we refresh, this is our admin account. This is what we'll be using to set up our automation. Okay. Now, before we do that, what we need to do is we need to assign this some roles. Now, how do we know which roles we need? Well, we're going to be doing a couple things. You're going to need to create a user in the automation. You're going to need to create a conditional access policy. You're going to need to be able to set up MFA. So for those roles, we are going to go in here and go to assigned roles. Then you want to go eligible assignments, add assignments, and go here. So we are going to go conditional access administrator. Next, and we want to make sure it's eligible. We can leave it at permanently eligible. Assign. Then we want to go user administrator. This gives us like help desk role. Okay. Now, I need to be able to create an account, but I don't remember what role that would be. So how do I figure that out? Well, Microsoft has a nice document. So let's do it. Directory roles, Azure. And Entra calls them built-in roles. All right, so this gives us the same description, but if you go down, it tells you more of what you can do. So if you look here, you see your actions and your descriptions. Okay, this isn't going to be important. Later on, when you're learning about Microsoft Graph, these will come in handy. You won't do that today. You won't do that in this training, but it will come in handy. So what we want to be able to do is create users. So let's go here and let's just search create. Now there's 451. Let's take a look and see what would be the best one. Let's see, that's authentication policy administrator. This could come in handy later. Not that one. Cloud application administrator, we will need this. Groups administrator, we'll need this. Lifecycle workflows administrator, we will need this. Power platform, we'll need that. Okay, so what we're going to do, because there's nothing that just says, hey, this allows us to create users. So let's see if there's no create dot user. Here we go. We already have it. It's user administrator. We can create users with this. So this is what we're going to use. Let's go ahead and add our other roles now. We're going to use Power Platform Administrator. So right now we have User Administrator, Conditional Access, and Power Platform Administrator. For now, these are all we need. If we do need more, we can always come back and add more. All right? So let's go ahead and go to our next training. We're going to create a conditional access policy. See you guys soon.